Hell yeah. Alright, let's go. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Louis Vuitton. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time hanging out, well then, let me introduce myself. I am an Australian lefty streamer. I like to talk about things like workers' rights, minority rights in particular, trans and indigenous rights, but not limited to, of course, and masculinity. I like to talk about that. It's a lot of fun. I like to talk about what's good about masculinity and what's not so good. Maybe if there's a way to make a positive masculinity in the 21st century, capitalizing on what's good and leaving behind what's bad, which is actually really what our topic today is all about, which we will get to in a minute. But hey, wow. Sorry for the bit of the break in streaming content. I've had a bit of a busy last couple of weeks. Like last week, the new uni term started, so there was that. Also, the last couple of weeks, I've been on a bunch of dates, so I just haven't been able to get up early in the morning to stream, because, like, hey, as I said, I'm an Australian streamer, so it is 7:09 where I am in the morning, because, got to get up early to capitalize on that American audience, because, let's be honest, no one really cares about Australian politics. I haven't done an Australian stream in so long. I also, like, stream in the evening, like, my time, for Australians. I haven't done that in so long. I need to do it again. I've really been focusing on the morning streams. Just need to stop being lazy and do the evening ones as well. Because what I usually do is stream morning and evening. And on the subject of Australia, before we go any further, let me open the stream by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land from which I'm coming to you, live from, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I'd like to pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and welcome any Indigenous people joining us today. Oh, sorry, just good coffee. Good instant coffee that I brewed 10 minutes ago, not even 5. Where was I? Oh yes, dates. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I've been on quite a few dates in the space of 2 weeks. With this one girl. Yeah, we're vibing pretty hard. Obviously, lockdown has made it a little bit difficult, but, we've managed. We can't go out and do any activities outside, except for our first date. So, yeah, we've just been making do. There. On that topic, Melbourne, my hometown, is back in lockdown. Looks to be like it'll be extended again. What's today? It's Monday, so this is day 11, I believe, of lockdown. Because it was originally supposed to just be 5 days, and then it was extended by another 7. And it's supposed to end tomorrow, but I doubt it will. No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow would be the last day. But I doubt it'll end come Wednesday. Our case numbers are still in the double digits, so it'll really depend on how the next 48 hours go. We have a Liberal Premier, so they are taking precautions more seriously. Our Premier is like a governor in Australia, under like, I don't know if it's specific to a parliamentary system, but at least in Australia, premiers is the governor of a state. Governor, of course, being the American version. And our state premier, Daniel Andrews, has taken COVID very seriously. We've had some stumbles along the way, no doubt about it. There's been blame on every side, including his. However, for the most part, we've done pretty well. Yeah. This most recent lockdown, I think came from New South Wales, which has a conservative government. They're getting cases like over 100 per day, and they still haven't locked down properly, or still haven't determined who's an essential worker and who's not, providing support for non-essential workers. So they're just basically business as usual. Just mask up and social distance, which isn't really feasible when you've got over 100 cases daily. Oh dear. And yet, the Murdoch media labelled New South Wales as the gold standard for handling COVID outbreak. Oh, yeah, okay. Didn't mention it, only dragged Victoria's Dan Andrews' name. No credit. Oh god, excuse me. So yeah, really showing a bias there. Excuse me. I don't know why, like, talking about this made me think of Scotland, but you know we got that Tumble Dry Maya follow on Twitter. Yeah, boy. That's what I'm talking about. I've been out of the game for too long. Like, being out for 2 weeks has been grinding on me every day. Because of, just what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. I've been staying up a lot later, and it's been hard to get back into that getting up at 6 a.m. mindset. I've got up at 6 a.m. like the last couple of days, or at least I've woken up at 6 a.m. the last couple of days, but I haven't been able to get up, because normally I get up at 6 a.m., stream at 7 a.m., I just need to get myself back in that mindset, alright? But now that I'm back at uni, it'll be a whole lot easier. So, before I go on to anything else, let me plug the stream, because hey, that's why I'm here. I love streaming. I love it so much. I'm a very small channel. Most of the time, if we're lucky, to be honest, we only get a few people throwing out stuff in chat. But seriously, it's so much fun. When there's a back and forth with the chat, especially when there's conservatives in chat, it's like this. I live for it. I understand why streamers do what they do. So, let me plug the stream. I say, hey, follow me on Twitch. Oh, what the hell? Why did I get that? The stream ender. Not sus at all. Wrap it up. I haven't even got to the main topic, alright? Hang on. Let me unplug headphones. Now I'll hear notifications come through. Sorry, mate. We still have a whole lot more to go through. I can't wrap it up. What I'm going to do, though, is say, hey, follow the stream, or follow me on Twitch. Jump over to YouTube and subscribe to me over there. I do prepared content over on my YouTube channel. Before I got busy the last couple of weeks, was working on a new video. It's going to be real fun. It's about masculinity. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one. And I also have another video which I've had planned for ages, which I still haven't got around to yet. Sorry, about Amazon and its history of anti-unionism, which I need to work on as well. That's still in the the research phase. I'm sorry, stream ender. You just need to go back to your boss and tell them that you're unionized, and as such, you don't have to listen to him, because that's what unions do. Unions mean that you don't need to listen to your boss. That's another plug. Join your union. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord through the link down below. And hey, as you can see, we have our daily dono goal to buy me a pizza. Don't ask for much, but I'm a poor student who does love a pizza. So hey, if you have a couple extra bucks laying around, then it sure would mean a lot. What else is new in the world? Ben & Jerry's has been cancelled. Conservatives engaging in cancel culture? My word. Say it ain't so. Conservatives? Never. No. Yeah. Great. Oh, that Texas bill has been fun. The one that's talking about, like, banning teaching MLK's I Have a Dream speech. That's been fun. I've seen people talking about that. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me move on to the discourse part of the stream, because you know what else is new? So apparently, like, the current discourse is eugenics against people with autism. Wow, okay. That's the hill you want to die on? Far out. I mean, why stop there? Like, it's eugenics against all disabled people. Like, it's all differently abled people. Why not? I mean, have y'all seen Gattaca? Because that's the future you get. Designer babies. That's what the movie's about. I don't know. Okay, let's examine this a little bit. I don't actually. I don't know if you can actually screen for autism in a child, in like an embryo. I don't know if you can actually do that. Because a lot of what goes into autism is social. It's still a biological factor, but a lot of it is social. If you know anything about autism research, then you know that, like, you don't cure autism. It's not a disease. However, when it comes to the social aspect, this sounds so like mad scientist-y. It sounds so evil. But the way you treat autism in a child during their formative years, from like newborn through to about 4 years old, is just to bombard them with socialization. Get them, talking to as many people as possible, doing as much activities, whatever it is, playing outdoors, coloring, dancing, singing, acting, like bombard them with socialization, which sounds like a little bit weird given that autism is a social condition. That's true. That's the best way to give somebody with autism the kind of social skills that they would otherwise struggle to develop. Now, obviously, autism is a spectrum in that there's some people with very mild autism where you couldn't even tell talking to them, but then there's some people, on the other end. Now, bringing this back around to eugenics, yeah, I'm sorry. I would absolutely advocate for further support for people with autism, in every sense. More support in their lives, more greater awareness, more understanding, and more accessibility. Like, for instance, one example is, excuse me, some people with autism can find like fluorescent lights in places like classrooms very distracting. This is just one example, and it makes school children hard. It makes it harder to concentrate for them, for school children with autism. So hey, here's one idea. What if we change the design of schools to allow a lot more natural light? That's just one idea. We can take it further with school. Give teachers more funding, more support, more training to be better equipped to teach students who learn differently and are differently abled. I mean, the problem isn't with this is such like it's such a short-sighted solution. Like, oh, what do we do with people with autism? Well, get rid of them. Like, this is such a slippery slope argument. The idea that this behavior is deviant, so it must be abolished. Sorry, my nose is really itchy right now. I promise I haven't done any cocaine. I wish I had some cocaine. It's 7:20 in the morning. Some cocaine would really help me along right now. No, seriously, don't do cocaine in the morning. Yeah. So, like I said, weird hill to die on. That's the hill you want to die on, like that we should eugenics people with autism. Why did I log onto the Bird app today? But yeah, apparently that's what's been going on at the moment. So, my response would be, hey, we're looking at this problem in a problem. It's not a problem. We're looking at this community in quite a reactionary sense. Let's instead take a step back and think, what can we do to actually address this community's needs? Because they're not going anywhere. People said the same thing about gay and bi people and trans people, that this is deviant behavior and must be stamped out. Everybody has the right to freedom and bodily autonomy, and the support that they need to live a safe and healthy life. So, if somebody with autism is differently abled than another person, then they are deserving of the health and happiness, the same health and happiness just as much as an able-bodied person. Not that somebody with autism is disabled. I mean, oh god, unless they're more for like okay, you get what I mean, all right. I wish I had more coffee. I drank that way too quickly. So, what's been happening in the drama world? Well, the drama I wanted to talk about is a little bit old now. Drama I was going to talk about. Actually, there's two things I want to talk about in terms of drama. So, I wanted to talk about... First of all, the Hippy Tippy Championship, which was pretty fiery. I watched that back. I didn't watch it live, unfortunately. But it was a really good one to watch back. It wasn't as good as the first one. I can't remember... Yeah, I remember the first... Oh, that's right. I remember the first one. Like, the topics, like especially the topic around weapons, like weapon ownership. That was fun. That was a really good one. But yeah, this one... not quite so good, but loaded of drama. Whoa. So, like, throughout the debate, like, Xanderhall was kicked. I felt like that was a bit much for a simple mistake. Whatever. Xanderhall does not hold it against Dylan. Also, apparently people were, like, unhappy with him kicking Xanderhall, so people were saying shit about Dylan's mental health, which is pretty fucked up. That's, you know... not really a good, not a good look. You're not going to remain in somebody's community for long when you're saying shit like that. Pretty fucking cringe. And then, of course, there was the other drama with the voting system, where Vadim felt that basically what happened was Vadim thought that the voting system would be rank choice. So the three judges, Vadim, Donabo, and someone else who I can't remember, initially all split their vote three ways between Hunter Avalone, Destiny, and Demon Mama. And so by going second, like a second round of, not second round of voting, but like rank choice, like second choice, Demon Mama would have had the majority of the votes. However, I think Dylan misunderstood Vadim's message and thought that he changed his vote to Destiny. Which led him to think that, like, Destiny had 2 votes and Demon Mama had 1. But yeah, apparently that's not how it went. And then there was all this stuff post-debate. Bit of an argument between the 3 judges. Demon Mama, Destiny came in. CTV came in for some god knows. Like, CTV was just drunk and rambling at that point. So, not great. But yeah, I think it could have been handled a little bit better, because I don't know, like, it just... I hope it doesn't cause a rift in the community, because it is a great community. Dylan runs a good show. Dim Mama runs a good channel. And I would really hate to see things change. Between them especially. You know, it's part of a great community on Twitch. What else has been going on? Oh, the other drama I wanted to talk about is the drama was happening about a week ago between Paul Zigo and Vosh. Now, Paul Zigo and Vosh have talked twice in the past on stream. Both of them have been really good conversations, especially their first one. That one was really formative for me politically. That was about June last year, I think. I think it was about that. Yeah, that one. When I say it was really formative for me, like I was only really starting to get into like online streamers at that point. I've watched Paul and his show Deep Fat Fried for years. That's not really like a political show, but that was kind of really my kind of first entry really into like online political discourse. Oh no, not exactly. Like I've known people like Kyle Kalinske for years. I just haven't really followed the content as heavily. But yeah, seeing that conversation, hearing them talk about labor and climate change, things like that. I feel like that conversation had quite a profound effect on me, and it was part of the reason that I decided to go ahead and make my own channel, just because I was studying at the time. I had all these ideas. I'm majoring in sociology and Aboriginal studies and minoring in politics, so I have all this, consuming all this academic media and having all these intellectual, all this intellectual thought, consuming all this intellectual thought. So I just had so many ideas of my own. So it's like, fuck it, let's go. But I loved that conversation, and I had another one about a month ago, maybe a little more. No, not even. Yeah, that one was even better, I felt, because in the first conversation, I don't know, like I respect Paul's ego, but he was really talking from his feelings, really making quite an emotional argument. And for the kind of stuff he was arguing about, like the problems of the world, Vosh was really trying to pin him down on a solution. Like, what do you want to do about it then? It just feels like you're complaining. So, in their second conversation, Paul actually had come up with something and came back with a plan. His plan is a new labour movement. And it felt almost like Vosh was on the back foot this time. Anyway, so like this is like, not getting into the drama, I'm just setting the scene, because both of these conversations are really good. They're both up on Vosh's channel. You should go and check them out. Just Vosh, Paul's Ego, away you go. Both of them really good conversations. Now, here's the thing about the two of them. Like, Paul is very open about being a pessimist. He's very much, like, he's very open. That's not in dispute. He's a let the nukes fly and burn away this world kind of guy. So, that's respect to you, entitled to your own opinion. I don't agree, but, go off. What's your favorite race? Probably 100 meters. That's the one that I always did best in. Although hurdling's good fun as well. Unless it's like, a Mad Max style, like, crazy kind of war cars, post-apocalyptic Australian outback kind of race. That's definitely more my scene. Anyway, so, Paul's Ego, very much, admittedly, a doomer. And I feel like, I get the sense that he's frustrated by Vosh's advocacy, because I know that Paul's very critical of the DNC, and I'm just armchair psychologizing here. I think that he wants Vosh to be more critical of the democratic establishment. He feels that Vosh is too soft on them. Now, there's been a lot of accusations towards Paul in terms of, like, people have labelled him a tanky, people have labelled him a class reductionist, people have called him, like, a Maoist, so that kind of shit. What he has been doing is that there's been some I don't know, he has had some weird takes because, like, the actual video where this came from was, I think it wasn't uploaded to Vosh's main channel. I think it was on the Vosh pit. But he uploaded this video that was like, Paul's ego is mad at me, and it was a video of Paul was doing a Ideology, which is his personal channel, Ideology, and he was talking about Vosh. And he was like he was being critical, like past the point of it felt I don't want to say it's bad faith because like not just labeling people that disagree are bad faith, no, but it felt like he was being uncharitable. That's a better way to say it. It wasn't being bad, he was being uncharitable. And you know, Vosh took a look at Paul's Twitter, and there's, I don't know, Paul's been kind of leaning over to the Jimmy Dore kind of camp. Which, I mean, Jimmy Dore is very anti-DNC, but that's not because he has any principles. There's also some weird shit about where Paul was supporting the myth that Anna Kasparian's blackmailing Jimmy Dore. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if Paul supported Medicare for All, but oh my god, oh that's right. Fuck me, I forgot. After Vosh's debate with Jackson Hinkle, is it? I don't know. Paul was weirdly leaning towards Jackson's camp in terms of like the Assad shit, like the not genocide denial, but like the an argument against the facts. He took issue with Vosh saying like your not politics, but like your rhetoric is identical to that of Nazis. He's not calling him a Nazi, but like if you're arguing the same way, which plenty of people do, like tankies for instance. Yeah. It's honestly really sad because both of their conversations have been great. I've enjoyed both of them. I think that when they get together, they have really good chemistry in terms of the discussion they have. I think a lot of, like, I've got, out of both conversations that they've had, I've got a lot out of it. I'd love to participate in a three-way conversation with the two of them. I feel like I've got a whole lot to add to that conversation. Like, you know, small channel, you know. Don't meet your heroes, kids. But whatever. But yeah. It's kind of sad that they're beefing. Because they've had really good conversations in the past. Oh, I'm sorry, but my nose is just like so weirdly itchy. Alrighty. Oh, far out. So what else is new in the world? Ugh. Oh. It's 7:30, alright? I remembered something that I actually was going to talk about earlier when I was talking about lockdown. So, not only is New South Wales in a pretty bad COVID outbreak at the moment, the other day, there was tens of thousands of people, but it wasn't, maybe not tens, but definitely thousands. Actually, maybe it was tens of thousands. I can't remember. I remember seeing the news story, but didn't pay much attention. But definitely thousands of people took to the streets of Sydney, of course, to protest the lockdown. Good going, New South Wales. Really good idea in a worsening COVID outbreak to go out and protest against lockdown. Gold standard, though. So yeah, there also was an anti-lockdown protest in Melbourne the other day. Nowhere near as big. The shtick of the anti-lockdown grifters, you know, of like, oh, well then, you know, the lockdown never ends. Well, it's kind of getting old because every time in Victoria, like this is lockdown number 5 now, And unsurprisingly, we lock down, our outbreak improves, it becomes safe enough to open again, and we open again. Every time. Yeah. Like, these people must be real. I mean, like, of course these people are really fucking dumb. But the idea that, like, this is just government tyranny, well, fuck me. They're doing a pretty shit job about it, because every time the cases improve, they open up again. Wow. If they're trying to take over the country, they're not going the right way about it. Just saying. There was also this thing about, apparently one of the anti-lockdown protesters in Sydney he was charged with, I think it was animal cruelty, because he hit a police horse at the protest. Real smart move, real fucking smart move. Hitting an animal that's twice your size, that's, you know, like, the modern equivalent of a war horse, you know, a police horse, you know, the modern equivalent. Obviously, it's not like a Disteria or something like that, but modern equivalent. Horses can bite. Their hooves are incredibly dangerous. Their kicks, oh my god. Like, I would... Like, even just the thought of walking behind a horse scares the shit out of me. Because if it gets spooked and kicks out, oh. So yeah, hitting an animal that big, with that much power behind it, like, they don't call it horsepower for no reason. Dumb move, dumb fucking move, especially when on its back is a fucking cop. What do you think's going to happen? Let me hit this animal. Oh my god, real fucking... There's a reason that they use horses at riots, or protests. There's a reason they use animals like that. Because animals like that are real fucking good at clearing a crowd that are on foot. I mean, they're using horses for now, but... excuse me, we know that in future, you know, they'll be using robots. That's going to be fun. What was... Also, last week, because I was bloody busy going on dates, Denabo put out a call on Twitter for anyone that wanted to join CTV's panel, Wednesday panel, which is Thursday for me. And one of the bloody topics they had was robots in the police. And I really wanted to get in on that discussion. Unfortunately, I had this girl I was just talking about sleeping over, and I also had class the same day. So, yeah, I really wanted to send another message and say, like, hey, I'll join that. Unfortunately, other obligations. But I would really like to fucking talk about it's the idea of robots, specifically, that kind of technology in the police. Hang on, I just got off the stream, let me get back to it. Alright. Because I think that is a really interesting topic. When it comes to robots in the police, I don't think there's any getting away from it. I think that that genie's already been let out of the bottle. We've seen police dogs used in some parts in America. We probably won't come to Australia for a while, because Australia is always behind the 8 ball. But excuse me. Plus, Australian police departments don't have nearly the budget that American police departments do. I mean, America's, you know, more than 10 times our population, so whatever. But yeah, in terms of robots in the police, excuse me, far out. That is not going away. That is here to stay. Robots in the police is a reality that we're just going to have to live with. Hey, unless we, you know, reform the police, like, what a crazy idea, you know. When you have a police dog with a shoulder-mounted machine gun and a taser and a bunch of blades, then we'll see how crazy the idea of reforming the police is. Because that's where we're headed. Like the Boston Dynamics police dog Spot. It's creepy as fuck right now. It's scary to look at. But, how's the public going to think when they've given it a head and some ears and a snout and a tail? When it resembles a dog much more closely, well, people will probably think a bit differently. Right now, it looks creepy as fuck. And it doesn't look like a dog. It's just like this box, this rectangular prism with 4 legs. It doesn't resemble a dog at all. So, okay, people don't like how it looks now, so let's put on some superficial changes. Give it a head, give it a neck, put a dog-shaped head on top of it, give it some pointy ears, give it a mouth with a fake tongue, give it a little, LED display for its eyes, give it a tail, that'll wag, and oh look, there you go. You've fixed it. Spot is now user-friendly. Pay no attention to the facial recognition technology and its visual sensors, that can instantly scan your face or scan your registration plate. Ignore that, alright? Ignore the arm that's mounted on its back that has, equipped with a taser and tear gas launcher. Ignore all of that, alright? Spot is your friend. After all, a dog's not man's best friend. Well, now, New York's finest is accompanied by man's best friend. I wish I'd pulled it, but there's this great video of a bunch of those. I don't think it's Boston Dynamic dogs, but robot dogs. It's like dozens of them in some factory somewhere. And someone's overlaid the Imperial March to it. That's our future. That's the future we're looking at, and the future we'll have to live with. So yeah, I wish that I could have... I wish I could have got on that damn panel. So I would have really got a lot to say. Because, yeah. It's not a question of if, but when. We've already opened... there's no closing Pandora's box again once it's opened. That little terror is already out. We're already going to see robots in the police. Simple question of when. And the answer of when is probably as soon as they are designed to be family friendly enough. As soon as people get over their creepy factor. I probably won't give Spot some fake fur because that'd be really that'd be a little bit too weird, but definitely give him a head, some eyes and ears and a tail. And then Spot will be ready to protect and serve. Fun. Oh dear. On the subject of that CTV panel, Donabo's actually message that he put up on Twitter last week. He was saying that the lefties are running scared. And I get that. Talking to right-wingers of CTV's caliber can be a little bit of a drain. I'd do it. I think Girl Boss Marcy ended up going on. It's such a fucking shame. Because I really like her content, and I would have really liked to have been on that panel alongside her. Fuck me. But I would have had to get up early. Oh wait, what time? It would have been, 10 o'clock my time. Yeah, I couldn't do it, alright? She stayed over, I had class at 12, I think? 12 or 1? Don't know. Ah well. But hey, I don't have any... If anything happens this week, I'll be free. So I'm keeping my eye on Twitter, keeping my eye on Discord, alright? In fact, let's take a look at Discord now. With Denabo. Let's see. Looking for guests. Let me see. Humpty Dumpty, Wednesday. That's CTV's channel, isn't it? I think it is. Hickory Dickory. Whose is Hickory Dickory's? Never heard of that before. Anyway, I'm wasting time. Anyway, forget about that. Alright. So we'll just have to see what happens. Uh-oh, is the screen? Oh no, it hasn't frozen. Alright. So. As the title would suggest, I was keen on talking a bit about consent today, but how long are we going? Under an hour. We might save the topic for consent for tomorrow, because we've talked a lot about drama and discourse. I might save that for tomorrow. Alright? Because I've got that going. But we'll see. Alright. I'll save it for tomorrow. So anyway, it's good to be back. Thank you all for watching. Hey, if you didn't mind what you see, it would mean a whole lot if you'd chuck me a follow. Head over to YouTube and subscribe to me there. Jump over to Twitter, chuck me a follow, and join the Discord through the link down below. If you have any extra dollars lying around, well then, it would mean a whole lot if you donate to the Daily Pizza Fund. Daily Dono Goal, former Pizza Fund. Other than that, join your union. I'll see you all later. Stay safe.